Hey, what it do, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're just having a great day. Man, what a crazy couple of weeks. I just have been running around all over the place. We've been working on a bunch of random stuff, like the water tanks are still kind of pressing, even though they got pushed back a little bit. My GMC, I'm not sure if you guys saw that live video, but she's got her handful of problems, waiting on parts for that. And then, to throw it in the mix, we had Christmas, which I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. We did get something from my boy that he wants the emphasis on today's video to be on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and let him tell you. What did we pick up?
It's a dune buggy.
A mini dune buggy.
Yeah.
And it's pretty rad. It's a BMS 250. He is just loving it. It does have a couple problems of its own. We picked it up on Facebook Marketplace, but that's also one of the reasons that I picked it up, so that we can teach him how to do wiring, how an engine works. He's already kind of learned a little bit on another little buggy that we picked up, because we actually got two of them. So we are very excited to show you these things because we're gonna have a ton of fun with them. We're gonna be building another track for them. But before we start playing with them, we do need to do a little bit of work, and we do need to take some cylinders off of this trailer, which we are also working on. So we definitely been busy around here, but that's what we got going on today. Should be a pretty good video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go ahead and jump on into it, and let's roll. All right, so full disclosure, the go-kart still has some issues. As you can tell, it's hooked up to the Ford. But where the real problem is this guy right here, the clutch assembly. When I got it started, I just started hearing like grinding. It started spitting out all this silver dust right there. Of course, as soon as I turn the camera off, it fires right back up. All right, well, we're kind of getting down to crunch time now. We have, let's see, today's Saturday. I think we got 5 days before Christmas. I think 2 feet works even better. And it basically needs a whole new wiring harness. We're gonna build it from scratch. Oh, getting wild, buddy. All right, so behind me right here is an extremely old Landau, which Landaus are awesome trailers. The newer ones are not like this one. This one's kind of unique in the fact that the entire trailer lifts up. So we will be doing a separate video on this once it's all put back together. But basically how it works is when we come over here, you guys can see how we have this tongue right here. The hydraulic cylinders push down on this plate and lift the entire trailer up, and then the axles slide forward. And that's how this thing works. On the newer Landaus, you have basically like a pivot point right here. So the neck kind of stays stationary. It does tilt up a little bit as this comes up, but big pivot point right here, and the lower deck is what tilts, and the top one kind of stays the same. But this trailer has been tried and true. This thing is just an absolute workhorse. But as with all older stuff, it does need maintenance. So we're gonna be putting some new hydraulic hoses on it. We are going to be taking those 2 cylinders off right there to get rebuilt. And we are going to be rebuilding the valve assembly also, because when this thing drops down, it makes it awfully hard to back a truck up underneath it. Basically, you have to either hook up the hydraulic hoses or lift this up with a forklift. And nobody wants to do that. They just want to be able to back underneath it quick and easy. So we're gonna try and remedy the fact that this trailer does this. And then from there, we will be giving it all new lights. We're gonna clean it. We've got a lot of work going on in this thing. But just for today, we are going to be taking off those 2 cylinders, which should not be that hard. Basically, you got 2 pins right there that hold this plate together, and then there's gonna be another 2 on the back side, and that's all that holds it in place. So we're gonna have to disconnect the hoses, and we'll put something underneath it to support it so that it doesn't fall even farther. Even though I guess technically we could just let it down to the ground. All right, so instead of using a jack, we're gonna make it even easier. We got the 299 right here. I'm gonna go ahead and let my son hop in there, and he'll just hold it up for me, and I'll get to unhook everything without having a lot of pressure coming down and making a big mess everywhere. But also, as I look over this way, you can see my Longhorn. He's getting a little bit on the excited side. Let's see. He is checking out one of the females right now. Atta boy, get after it. Come on. Keep coming. Okay, turn to me. Okay, come on in, a little more. Stop. Tilt back. Okay, go ahead and lift up. A little more. Okay, stop. Hold that right there, okay? Go ahead and turn the tractor off. Man, sometimes these stupid little cotter pins, especially when they're in a weird spot like tucked in that backside right there, not the easiest thing in the world to get out, but we did get this one out, so we can go ahead and pull this pin. That's all that holds that in place. So day late, dollar short, but anytime you crack a hydraulic fitting, you should not hear a pff with air coming out. So there's definitely air getting into the system somewhere. My guess is it's this cylinder right here. I could see a visible leak before we even started to get into it. So we're gonna go ahead and disconnect this hose. I got a 5-gallon bucket to go ahead and catch the fluid. Then we're gonna do the same on the other side. I do have caps that we'll put in there. Then we'll do the same up front. So I know there's other kits out there, but Tompkins makes an MPT fitting plug or cap and plug set. And I also have the JIC one, which is this guy right here, because I didn't know which one it was gonna have, but it is MPT. Makes stuff a lot less messy. So anyways, so you guys can see this hose is disconnected. We're gonna go ahead and start with this one right here, then we'll jump over there and basically keep making our way around. All right, so we've got all the hoses disconnected. You guys can hear the tractor doing a regen behind me. But we're gonna go ahead and lower this all the way to the ground. No, go ahead and drop it down all the way, slow. Keep going, all the way. All the way. All right, tilt forward. Back out. Actually, hold on, go back up. Just a little bit. Okay, go ahead and set it down. All the way. All right, back up, get out of here. All right, last cotter pin. Ugh. May struggle a little bit with this one. These stinking things are heavy. So next up on the list is to get these things disassembled, see if we can get the caps off. The farther you can get into them, the cheaper it's going to cost to rebuild them. So that's what we're going for, bang for buck. But as far as right now goes, and this video is concerned, we're done. I'm going to take my son up and he's going to go ahead and show you guys the little mini buggy that we picked up. We're gonna go for a little ride. We'll maybe show you a little bit of the backstory of actually picking that thing up and what it took to get going. But let me get cleaned up a little bit because my hands are just an absolute mess. And then we'll head up to the go-kart. All right, so full disclosure, the go-kart still has some issues. As you can tell, it's hooked up to the Ford, getting its battery charged because it does not charge. But we're gonna go ahead and let my son tell you about it. But let me go ahead and turn the truck on. All right, so what did you guys name this thing?
We named this the Red Riot because it is red.
The Red Riot, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so what's your most favorite thing about this?
Probably because you can do big jumps.
Big jumps in it?
Yeah, probably big jumps.
Okay, all right. Should we go ahead and see if it'll start? You can show everybody what it can do?
Yeah.
All right, let me go ahead and take this. You know what, go ahead and try and start it.
Okay.
All right, so he's just about ready, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys a little bit more about this thing. When I first saw this thing on Facebook Marketplace, I thought it was gonna be substantially smaller because we actually have a Joiner 250, which I thought was gonna be basically the same footprint as this thing, but this thing has a much larger stance, and this thing rides unbelievably smooth. I love this thing. Obviously, it can use some new seats. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit what it took to get this thing out here and my initial working on it. The wiring is in rough shape, but it's good enough for now. We're gonna go ahead and let him start it. All right, that's it. All right, just let it warm up for a little bit. And then I'm gonna disconnect the battery cables. I'm gonna jump in with him. We are maybe actually gonna let him jump it. Let's see how brave he's feeling. So as you can tell, a lot of the lights are broken, but we don't need those out here at the ranch. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I'll do this, okay?
Okay.
Give it some gas. Okay, go. I should probably buckle up. gonna go ahead and do a practice run because he's never actually jumped it yet. He has jumped it with me driving, which was kind of fun, but he never has done it. So this will be his very first little roller jump that we're gonna do. Oh, no, that way.
Okay.
Okay, you wanna be nice and straight. Line it up, go. Go ahead and go out of the track. All right, here we go. Line it up. Yeah! Woo! What'd you think of that?
It was very fun. Wait, no, that's the big one?
All right, you want to do it by yourself?
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna hop out. Let him do it by himself. Oh, this thing is rad. Let's see if he goes over the big jump. Uh-oh. What'd you think of that?
That was very fun.
All right, let's go rip. Come on, buddy. All right, so we got a slight water leak as well. We went ahead and topped it off with some distilled water. Ready to rip?
Yeah.
We do need to keep this thing running. We don't want to let it die. All righty, here we go. Get after it. Woo! Whoa! Getting wild, buddy. All right, so we're gonna be having a ton of fun with these things. And as cool as this one is, I actually think the little joiner, well, when I say little, it's like minutely smaller than that, but I just think it looks so much more aggressive. It has like a sand car look to it. I did a live video yesterday and you guys may have seen it. So as you guys can tell, we have the interior completely gutted right now. First up on the list, it did need a new key switch, which I put one of those in, and it does crank over now. I don't know if it's actually gonna start or not. Sometimes it's struggling a little bit. May or may not happen right now. But where the real problem is this guy right here, the clutch assembly. When I got it started, I just started hearing like grinding. It started spitting out all this silver dust right there. Yeah, as you can tell, we have that wonderful piece of clutch material right there. And it was all coming out of this guy, which that's not supposed to be like that. So I did order a new one, and I'm thinking that that's pretty much going to be all this thing needs to run. It does need new tires up front. They're pretty bad. But as far as the rest of it goes, we're going to take off all the foam padding. That's pretty trashed. We'll put new lights on it. But I just love how this thing looks. And which one do you like more? This one or the other one?
The red riot.
You think you like that one more?
Yeah.
You like the way that one looks more than this one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But when we get it up and running and clean it up and all that, I think I'll like this one more.
Okay. Of course, as soon as I turn the camera off, it fires right back up. It sounds much more aggressive than the other one. It's probably just because they took the packing out of the muffler. But overall, it sounds too bad. As I give it throttle, it's going to sound like it's falling apart just because we have 1,000 things rattling on the floor. But I'm super excited for this. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. We just wanted to show you guys the 2 buggies. We're super excited for them. If everything goes right, there may be a 3rd buggy showing up today. We'll see, depends on my buddy, if he gets off work on time. But so anyhow, we're excited. We got a lot of stuff coming to the channel. Hopefully I can get back into normal routine. If you guys are into the go-kart stuff, be sure to like, subscribe, share this video with your amigos, hit that notification button, all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Later. So not that this has anything to do with the video, but I myself have always been like a GM guy, and I do love the Cummins. So the fact that the Cummins just happens to come in a Dodge is like the only reason that I really like Dodges. But I do have to say, I like this old 7.3. It's been kind of fun to drive around these past couple of days. Not saying I want to get one. I do love my GMC still, but this is a cool truck. All right, gonna go ahead and get these things unstrapped real quick. And I don't know how well this is gonna go, but I'm gonna try and get them on the ground by myself. We had 4 people loading up the one on the front and 3 people loading up the one on the back. So could go really well, could go kind of bad, but we'll see real quick. All right, not gonna lie, a little nervous right now, but I guess we just go for it. I think that could have gone way worse. Not too bad. All right, so now that they are both on the ground, no problems really, went pretty smooth. We're gonna go ahead and take this one for like another test drive, just because where I bought it, there wasn't really a whole lot of places to actually see what this thing can do. So it starts out pretty good. I had to like crank it just 2 or 3 times. All right, well, we did have some minor issues with the thing. It's got some really, really bad wiring. And I just wish I could take this home to like rewire it all, but I can't do that because of my kids. All right, well, we're kind of getting down to crunch time now. We have, let's see, today's Saturday. I think we got 5 days before Christmas, and so I really got to get this thing up and going 100% so that my kids can actually enjoy it. And not that I'm not confident in my capabilities, but I am starting to get a little bit nervous. So I'm just gonna be grabbing a quick couple tools right now, and then we're gonna head over to my neighbor's house. We got the Mac Daddy snap-on wire stripper crimper set. I do also have some heat shrink butt connectors. We wanna do a good job. Probably gonna need some electrical tape. That is the million-dollar question right now. May take some of these too, the solder stick connectors. I'll be honest, I'm not like a huge fan of these. But there may be some small wires on there that we could use them for. I don't know. Gonna also bring this Harbor Freight special of assorted wire, because who knows, may need some extra. All right, well, it's not the best tape in the world. It is brown, but it is the only roll that I could find. So we do have, I think, everything that we need. I'll be showing you guys the relay box that I picked up. It's kind of a generic one, but I think it's gonna work great for what we need. All right, now there's a really good chance that it does not start right now, but we can cross our fingers. I'm so excited for this thing. Oh, let's see how this goes. Well, the fuel pump's taken away, but I don't think there's enough juice to get it started. Not a prayer. Looks like we're gonna be pushing the old thing back over to the garage. So luckily this thing pushes like super, super easy. It's a rare sighting me without boots, but today is one of those days. I think 2 feet works even better. It would appear that Mr. Ryan's having some issues with his old Ford as well. So I get you gotta do what you gotta do, but twist connectors, I don't know. That's a little much for me. Well, I gotta run home real quick. I got a guy coming over to actually check out a steer, so priorities, you know, but we're starting to make some progress. The more I dig into it, the worse it keeps getting. But that's what you get when you buy stuff off Facebook Marketplace. Anyways, I'll be back in just a little bit. But man, this stuff just keeps getting uglier back here the more I dig into it. Ooh. So I keep saying to myself, it can't get any worse, but I keep getting surprised. We have this over here where wires were literally just twisted together. And the reason we opened this up is because when I would turn the key on and turn the light switch on, the fuel pump would turn on. Now, it's not how that is supposed to work. So this, it's like, looks pink, but and once upon a time it was red wire. This one goes back to the fuel pump right there. And then the black one that's coming up right here, this is the ground for the fuel pump as well. So we're still just making our way through, trying to get everything dialed in and connected properly so that we don't have these issues in the future. So I'd like to think there's not a whole lot more that could be messed up because we've pretty much almost exposed everything, but you never know. So I'm not admitting defeat, but this fuse panel right here, or the relay box, whoops, is not quite substantial enough to actually turn the starter. It just popped the 30 amp fuse. So we're gonna have to go back to the big relay that used to be on there, and we're just gonna have to clean it up the best we can. Oh well. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day. The wiring harness is still an absolute mess, and I think this is actually gonna start to turn into a project that I'm gonna work on with my kids to teach them how electrical works, because I cannot make sense of how things got done with this. And it basically needs a whole new wiring harness. We're gonna build it from scratch. Everything's gonna have a dedicated circuit. Nothing's gonna share anything. And that way, working on this thing in the future will be just that much easier. Not how I wanted my day to end. But that's okay. We'll try again tomorrow.